Hey, it's Tuesday. Welcome to the Daily Dose. We've been learning some lessons from the life of Abram this week. And so the promise that God said to Abram was, I'm going to make you into a great nation. He was going to do some history through Abram. And I'm praying that God does history through you. He's making history through our lives. Now, here's the thing. Here's the problem. The problem was that Abraham and Sarah didn't have any children. In fact, in Genesis 15, he's like, Abram says to God, if I don't have any kids, like all my stuff and everything, this land that you're leading me to is going to go to Eliezer of Damascus. Like, what? Oh, my word. Well, God spoke to him, and this is what he said to Abram in Genesis 15:4. Then the word of the Lord came to him, to Abram, this man will not be your heir, but a son who is of your own flesh and blood will be your heir. He took him outside, and this is what he said. God said this to Abram, look up at the sky and count all the stars, if indeed you can count them. Then he said to him, so shall your offspring be. Abraham, verse 6, believed the Lord, and he credited it to him as righteousness. Verse 6 is a very powerful verse because the reason that Abram was righteous and righteousness came his way is because of belief. And man, there's so much in that verse. I wish I could go there. But where I want to kind of just the lesson I want to pull, I want to extrapolate from this little scene in Abraham's life is simply this. It's along the lines of trusting obedience. Abram had a promise from God. I'm going to make you a great nation. He had a problem, no heir. And God said, listen, you will have a son. And what did Abram do? Abram didn't go over the whole plan of how's that going to happen and when, and here are some other questions I have. He simply believed the Lord, and God said, hey, I'm going to credit your account. I'm going to say righteousness toward you because you have trusting obedience. So here's the question. This phrase has been really with me of late, and that's this idea of just having trusting obedience. I don't know the outcomes. I don't need to know them. I have a promise, and I'm just going to trust the Lord through my obedience. That really trusting obedience, steps of obedience, is belief in God. So here's the question. Where do you need to have trusting obedience? Where's God speaking to you? Maybe you have a promise that he has given you. And maybe not only is there a promise, but there's a problem. And so God is saying, yeah, but just trust me, just watch me. I'm going to continue to make history through you. Just trust me. Can you obey him today? Can you take a step of faith and belief in him? Do that today. And I promise you, you'll sense his presence as you continue to follow him. I'll see you tomorrow on the Daily Dose.